This scenario will demonstrate the dropship sales order process in Dynamics 365 Business Central. We'll begin by creating the sales order. Then, as a result, we'll create the purchase order. There'll be an intermediary stop that you may not see in the software. That's just to drop ship to the customer. But then we'll post the sales order, and then we'll post that purchase invoice. Let's begin. We'll go ahead and create the sales order. So I've got a customer who wants particular products, and so we'll go ahead and create that sales order. And I'll select either type or select the customer here. It's a datum. And then you'll see here I'll automatically be sent down to the description. I can type that in, or we'll select it. And now notice I've got an option just to the right of the description. There's a column that says, do I want to drop ship this? Again, just to help me better manage my inventory. And then we'll enter a quantity of 1, and then we'll go ahead and close that out. So I've got a sales order which has been designated as a drop ship. So then let's go ahead and create the purchase order. Right, so the sales order has been entered. The next step is to go ahead and create the purchase order. I'll go ahead and click on the purchase order. And we typically will order this from this vendor. I want to go ahead and do one thing. So now the header information is entered in. It hasn't been entered in yet, right? But I want to go ahead and collapse the general. And I want to show you where the ability for me to align or tie the sales order to the purchase order. I'm going to go ahead and change this ship to address. And I'm going to select the customer address. And I'm going to select the customer. Right, so with that customer now selected, I can come up here into the warehouse and choose the drop ship sales order. And I'm going to go ahead and choose to get the sales order. So again, these are all the outstanding sales orders. This is the most recent one at the bottom of my list. I'll select OK. And now notice I bring in the appropriate line information that came in from the sales order. I'll go ahead and select Post. And then we'll just simply, since the vendor will ship it, we'll receive the items and then just check OK. And I'll print out just so you can see what that purchase order looks like. And that can be distributed to the vendor. We'll go ahead and post and invoice the customer, right? So here we are in the sales orders. I've got 7. And at the bottom is that most recent sales order. You can see it's been released. And if I scroll over to the right side, you get some of the additional detail, right? We have 1 order and then 1 quantity that's been shipped, but it hasn't been invoiced yet. Now it's kind of interesting here too. I can predict before confirming this, whether or not that payment is going to be on time. That might help. And then also I'm going to go ahead and post, and then we'll go ahead and invoice the customer. So you can see here where I'm actually generating the sales invoice which could be electronically sent over to that customer. And then the next step is I need to pay the invoice. So we'll go ahead and select my purchase orders. This is still an open purchase order. I'll go ahead and post that and then invoice. And notice that's gone. From my open purchase orders, I would then follow through the steps in which generating a check and then or sending payments to that vendor. So what you just saw really was what can be a complex process depending on the actual software that companies use, but really using in Dynamics 365 Business Central, we're able to really automate that process, streamline the inventory management, and also maintain good relationships with my customers and getting them products and goods in a timely manner.